to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Welcome to Do-It-Yourself Budget Hot Rodding, and this is a Project Spirit update. Now, for those of you who do not know who Project Spirit is, that is my 1975 Ford Maverick. As making this video, it's been about 4 years since we've had that horrible accident where a deer decided to run out in front of the car, and we nailed him pretty good. Now, you've seen some of the video footage of where we've been kind of putting things back together, rebuilding things, getting things ready for her to hit the road. So on the table in front of me is some stuff that we got to talk about, because you guys were, you guys in the Maverick Nations were the ones that had it sent. All right. So first things first, this is a mini tachometer. Okay, now for those of you who don't know what a tachometer is, this measures the revolutions per minute in your engine. Okay, and considering we're going to be keeping that old engine for a little while longer, this is a definite must. Okay, so this was sent to me by none other than 3rd Gen 83, and this was his way of kind of helping along with the project. And can't thank him enough for sending this for Spirit, because even once we do, even if we rebuild that inline six, or decide, when we do a V8 swap, this is going to be an absolute important must. Okay. Then, along with that, 3rd Gen 83 also sent these bezels for the turn signals. Now, these are also an absolutely important must, because I know some of you out there are like, well, it's old enough, you don't have to put those back on. And that may be so, but I kind of like them. It's part of the original look, so I'd like to keep it that way. Just means I got to go on to, I've got a grill. I've got to make some repairs to it, because it's kind of split in one spot, but it was split so perfectly, the repairs are easy. But it's one of those things that, if I'm going to put an original grill back on it, I might as well go ahead and put original style parts back on it. So I thought that would be kind of cool. And, it goes without saying, safety first, especially with these old cars, all right? Because there are people today that just can't drive, all right? And, of course, last but not least, now I know some of you might say, well, that doesn't sound so exciting, but hear me out a second. All of us old hot rodders, we used to hang up like, we used to have the fuzzy dice on the rear view mirror and an 8-ball shifter. Fuzzy dice and an 8-ball shifter. Well, some things don't change, and a dear friend of mine, actually the lady I'm buying, Princess Starsong and I are buying the house from, actually gave me these fuzzy dice, but they've got Batman and Joker on them. And I know some of you might be saying, well, that's kind of goofy to put in them classic cars. Not really. I mean, I am a Batman fan, and, and it's still fuzzy dice. Is it traditional? Not exactly. But is anything we do on this channel completely traditional? Not really. I mean, we do a lot of traditional stuff, but then we also don't do a lot of traditional stuff. So to me, it just makes sense to go ahead and, this is going to look pretty cool in there. So that's what some of y'all have sent me. And, and I know now there's some of you now putting into the Patreon and, some things like that. So that's definitely going to help out a lot. So I wanted to thank you guys, for sending stuff for Project Spirit. And so we can continue the project. It won't be much longer. We're just kind of waiting, like I said, in previous videos and in some of the live streams, we're just waiting for the tax money to return. Once tax money gets here, it's on, okay? We've got 2 vehicles right out of the gate that have to go to a shop, and the first one up is none other than Project Spirit. Project Spirit's got to go to a shop because we've got a lot of work to do to her. And I know I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to look at getting a wiring harness from Painless Wiring, and then actually it was 3rd Gen 83 who suggested a couple other companies. It won't matter because this is going to be professionally done anyways. It's just one of those things that I'll probably talk to them and see which aftermarket wiring harnesses they would suggest. Might even just let them do the ordering, kind of tell them what I'm looking at, what I need, and that sort of thing, and just get the hell out of their way. Because as much as this is DIY budget hot rodding, I will openly admit certain things on cars I'm not that good at, okay? Front end, front suspension stuff. I could do brakes. I could do brakes all day long, stuff like that. I could do, replace things like that, but asking me to swap out front end parts, things like, I'm not that good at it, okay? And I'm really horrible at dealing with electrical wiring, so I'll probably, the shop that I've got selected to do this won't be that bad. They know their stuff. These guys, that's pretty much their bread and butter, is taking these old cars and putting them back on the road. They're very good at what they do. So we'll be turning that over. And as a matter of fact, we've mentioned them in the past, Dale Adams in the Ironton area. These guys are phenomenal. And I actually went to high school with Jeff Adams, who pretty well, he's in that shop a lot more these days, which that's awesome of him. So if you guys have been wondering, yes, there's still stuff going on with Project Spirit. Just waiting on the federal government at this point. And once that money gets here, the fun begins. We've got, like I said, we've got 2 projects out of the gate. Alrighty, so that does bring us to kind of a stopping point for this particular video. If you enjoyed, awesome. Hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscription button. We try to provide as much car content as we possibly can, especially car content and romance content. So, get right on in there, hit that subscription bell, and turn on your notifications so you'll know when we upload a video. Along with that, we've got a Patreon. $1 a month grants you access to Cinnamon's Discord. Cinnamon is a character I play, and she has her own Discord, and we have a lot of fun there. And I mean, I try to keep it pretty active over there. All right, so definitely, if you want to, would like to see that Discord, $1 a month. Okay. Then along with that, get over to Teespring. We've got merchandise. We've got merchandise of all sizes and shapes. And, get over there, check it out, take a look, find out what find something you like. And just bear in mind that Patreon, Teespring, all the proceeds that go into, when you guys are, putting money in, I'm taking that money and putting it right back into the project cars, okay? Because the project cars, that at Days End, yes, I do video game content. Yes, I do this. Yes, I do that. At Days End, it's hot rodding and romance that I enjoy the most. All right, so that brings us to a good stopping point. As always, get out there and work on a project. Don't care what it is. Just do something with yourselves. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for every last one of you out there, if no one out there has told you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you, and have a happy 24. Thank you. Aircraft remover.